Welcome to today's biology class. For today, I hope you understand these simple questions that I've presented before you. I want you to pay extra attention so that you avoid missing marks in your quizzes, tests, as well as your exam. Before I start, just ensure that subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page so that you will be updated on notified whenever a new video is posted. For now, let's start. So now, what's the question saying? What is mutation? So if you don't know what mutation is, if you don't know the two causes of mutation and how to go about this genetic diagram, better you WhatsApp me via this WhatsApp number down here and I'll be able to share the videos with you, provided that you pay for tuitions. For now, let's continue with our revision. So now, what is mutation? So mutation is just a sudden change in the genetic material. There's a change, a sudden one. You get a sudden change in the genetic material. Now, when we talk of the genetic material, what are we talking about? We're talking about a change in the chromosomes as well as the genes. And you know that your genes as well as your chromosomes, they're the ones that are capable of carrying your inherited material from one generation to the next. Now, imagine the genes are changed. Imagine the chromosomes are changed. That's the reason why we have some conditions or this situation we're calling like albinism. If you have seen an albino nearby you, it can be a result of what? Mutation. Imagine the black pigment in the skin is being what? Changed. Due to what? Due to radiation, due to chemicals. So there are some things that can expose an organism to mutation, which can result into what? A certain change in genetic what? Material. So now, let me write and explain. I'm sure I've seen something from here. So we're saying mutation is a sudden, what does sudden mean? Sudden change. You get? Sudden change. Not just change, but sudden change. You get? In the genetic material. You get? In the genetic material. You get? Now, this genetic material we're talking about, what is this? I talked about this should be what? Genes or what? Chromosomes. And you know that genes and chromosomes, they are the things, or they are the two things that are capable of carrying your inherited information from one generation to the next. Now, if it's changed, what happens? You find that you're just okay like this. Sorry, I'm not writing. So chromosome. Chromosome. You get? Yes. Of an, you can just say of an what? Organism. So it's a sudden change in the genetic material, and this genetic material can be what? Genes or chromosome of what? An organism. Then you get that mark. So there's a sudden change. An example that I've given here is just albinism. Imagine I'm just okay like this with it. I'm black, full of melanin here, full of the black pigment. But imagine I pregnant my wife and everything like that, and then we give my wife gives birth to an albino without melanin, without the black pigment. So albinism, it's because maybe I was exposed to what? Chemicals. There are chemicals that can result to a change in the chromosomes, in the genes. You get? As a result, it is passed on now from one generation to the next. You understand? Yes. So that's what you understand by mutation. So there are some factors that can expose someone or an individual to mutation. You get? So now let's go to stage 2 causes of mutation. What can cause mutation? Or in other words, they're asking you what can cause a sudden change in the genetic material? Yes, whereby the black pigment is changed now. You get? Whereby some other features, your genes are being changed. What can cause that? So we have radiation. Radiation. You get? Yes. So radiation, this radiation, we just talk about what? X-ray and what? Gamma. These are the examples that I can give you. Gamma, yes. X-ray as well as gamma. Yes, gamma ray. Yes, this. So gamma also, gamma ray. These two, they are capable of what? They are used for diagnosis in the hospital. They are good, Yes, but the only disadvantage, too much exposure of this radiation to your skin or to your body can result to mutation. When you go, maybe you're having a fracture. When you go for an X-ray, you want the doctors to see how the fracture is. Maybe you have the dislocation and everything to see what's on. They use this, not so. They use the X-ray. Now, too much exposure of that because there's too much exposure, so it can also result to cancer. Not only that, it can also result to what? Mutation. You get? Yes, which means it can result to a certain change in the genetic what? Material. And if it's gamma, it's one of the major causes of mutation because gamma is capable of penetrating. You get? It has high penetrating power. It can penetrate your skin. You get? And injure the skin cells. So you need to take note of this. So these are some of the things. And then apart from that, we also have chemicals. Chemicals can result to what? Mutation. You get? In this case, we can add tobacco smoke. So if to smoke tobacco, that's the reason why they infuse some drugs. They contain some chemicals that can alter or change your genes or chromosomes. You get? Now imagine this is changed and then it is passed on to your offsprings. They have an effect. You understand? Yes. So you need to stay safe and ensure that you avoid some tobacco smoke, if at all you smoke, some chemicals and everything like that, and too much exposure of radiation. You get? Yes. So now let's quickly go to this other B. So a couple both with normal skin color produced an albino child. Have you seen? So a couple both with normal skin color produced an albino child. Imagine they are normal, they gave birth, they produced what? An albino child. And then the question is saying, explain using a genetic diagram how this would have been possible. Use the arrows A and the capital letter A as well as small letter A to represent the genes for the skin. So now, for the sake of space, let me erase and I create some space for this simple question so that we do the genetic diagram so that we can see how this is done. So now, here, you know that here you need to understand these arrows. What this means, the capital letter A as well as the small letter A. So the capital letter A in this case is representing what? So this means that's a normal skin color. You get? Normal skin color. So this normal skin color, which is represented by what? A means dominant area. A is a dominant area. It's the one which is dominating, which is seen to the outside, to the phenotype. Now, what about when you see A, this small letter A? What does this mean? So this means albino. You get albino skin color. Albino skin color. You get? Which is what? Recessive. Do you know what it means, recessive? It's not seen to the outside, but it's carried inside. So this couple, they are all carriers. They appear normal with a cap. So the genotype is like this: capital letter A and small letter A. Do you know what this means? The capital letter A, which is appearing for normal, is the one which is dominating over the small letter A, which is recessive. That's what I'm saying. You can be light as a woman, but give birth to a dark or black child. Why? Because that black is recessive, is carried in your genetic composition, which can manifest and be seen in your offsprings. You understand? Hope that is clear. So, same applies to this couple. They appear in normal for the skin color, but inside, you get, they have a recessive allele for albinism. So this albinism can manifest in the offsprings and everything. So, this is the genotype for this. So, this it means now what? Cardia. Yes. So the male, we have the male carrier and also the female carrier in this case. Hope that is clear. So now, let's now me show you the genetic diagram. So if you haven't understood that, I have a video that will make you understand. So now, when you're taught to write a genetic diagram, the first thing you need to start with what? The parents phenotype. Right? So you can start with parents phenotype. So parents phenotype. So now, parents phenotype. What does this mean phenotype itself? Phenotype I explained in the video to say this is the outward appearance of an organism. How an organism appears to the outside. So if you're black, that's your phenotype. If you are right, that's your phenotype. You get? Yes. If you are tall short, that's how you appear to the outside. So parents' phenotype, how are they appearing? So we have for the male, we can say carrier. Carrier male. You get? For what? For the same albinism thing. Then we also have the what? The carrier. So you can say normal skin or you can say normal skin carrier male. I don't know which one you want. Or carrier male for what? Albinism. So let me just write this so that you get it. So you can write it in any way. So if you want, you can say normal skin. You get normal skin cara. You get? Yes, normal skin cara carrier. You get? Male. You can write that. Now it's too wrong, whichever, but you can write that if you want. And then also this side you can say normal. Now for the female, normal skin cara carrier. Female, female. But if you don't want to write this, then just write carrier male for albinism or carrier just like that. Or just say carrier, then they will understand. You get? Yes. So that's the concept. So if you want, you can just write carrier male for the sake of space. Then this side you can say carrier female, female for this same yes. Now, once you're done doing that, what are you supposed to do? The next thing now, you need to come up with a genotype now. Parents, genotype. Parents genotype. What is a genotype now? Inside now, the genetic composition, the genes. Yes, you have said it's a carrier. Now, how are they appearing inside now, the genotype, the genetic makeup for the carrier male as well as the carrier female? So the same one there, the genotype is this one now. Those areas I showed you. Yes, they are appearing normal for albinism. They are normal, but inside there is a recessive for albinism. Inside also there is a recessive for albinism. So once you're done that, then the first thing that you need to say, right say gametes. There is split in gametes, and then you also indicate X, which means they are mating, crossing here, the male as well as the female. We want to see the outcome for the offspring because in the offspring, they noticed that these two, they produced what? An albino. So we want to see how that albino came about. You understand? Yes. So now, you need to say gametes. Once you say gametes, you need to split, which means they are ready now for fertilization. You get? So once you split for gametes, yes. So you split and then you say gametes. Then you split. So you're going to just say A, then small letter A, then this is capital letter A, small letter A. I've explained all that. So now, once you have something like this, once you have something like this, what are you supposed to do? You need to ensure that now you do this. Here, that's why a lot of students or pupils make mistakes. So see, this one will go with that one. Let me even just use a different ink so that you see how this thing. So have you seen this one? Will go with that one. Then this same one, you have seen where it's coming, straight with this one, Then it goes now with the other one. Then this one now is coming here. So this one straight with this one now. This same one with the last one there. Have you seen? Once you're done that, then you do this now. Have you seen this A and that capital letter A? So here we have the two dominant alleles. Then this one and the small one. Have you seen? This is a carrier again. Have you seen the offsprings now? These are the offsprings now. So they have given birth to a normal child. Yes, without this person is not even carrying. This is normal now. Normal skin carrier, just normal. This one, they have given birth now to a carrier. Then what about this one and this one? You start with a capital letter, always. Then the small letter, the dominant. And have you seen? So there are two which are carriers now. For this, it says now seen also manifested in the what offspring. Now, what about the last one? We can see that we're having small letter a, small letter a. So this is an albino child now they produced. Have you seen? So if you are a carrier for albinism, you carry it inside, and you also marry someone who's a carrier. There are chances that you might have, or you are going to have, someone who is just an albino. You get? Yes. So you need to be very, very careful and very sensitive. Then also you can just be have also who are just carriers. They appear normal, but they carry. It can just be seen now in the next generation and everything like that. Then you can also have those who are a child who's just normal for that. So now once you've done that, here straight here you can say A where these lines are, you can say random fertilization. Fertilization. And then here now, that's why you indicate now offspring. Here straight. Now for the sake of speed for offspring, this is what now? This is genotype. Offspring is what? Genotype. So this is offspring genotype now. And then last there you're going to indicate what? Offspring's phenotype. So here you're going to have offspring's phenotype. Now offspring phenotype. This phenotype, what are you going to write here? Like have you seen here we had parents, we had to write something. This is you're going to say normal. N for normal skin color. Normal skin color. What about this one? Normal skin color what? Carrier. So you can say just carrier if you want for the sake of space. This is carrier. This one also carrier. This one now is an albino. Albino child. This one. Just by doing this thing, you earn a mark. They will mark you for this. So that's how you go about these simple things. Now, my question and your task for you is this one. Let me give you a task. Task here. I want to make you busy. So task, yeah? So here, your task, you define what's a gene. And then the other thing is you tell me what's a chromosome. Two, the third one, the last one now for this, for protein, imagine now the genotypes for male, for the skin color. A carrier, you do this, a carrier and a carrier male, yeah. Let me do this. A normal male. Normal male, for albinism. This is normal. You get? And then with a carrier woman for albinism. So you do a genetic diagram for this also. That's your third question. So do a genetic diagram for this. You illustrate it, you show me. I want to see how it's going to be. You indicate whatever I indicated, whatever I had to do here. And lastly, thank you for watching and let me know if this video is helpful in the comment section. Thank you so much.